Nick. Afternoon, everyone. That's it. They're all in. Ready. They're off. Day 3 underway with the Sky Bet Handicap, a mile and a half ahead of them, and from out wide, Mahaba the champ in the pink and yellow is dropped in the early stages. The grey Champagne Prince race is a little isolated from the main bulk of runners, but drops into a position towards midfield with Mount Atlas in the black and gold close to the pace early, with Nakib in the black and white handy, as he invariably is. And then Champagne Prince dropping into 4th place into the slipstream of Chillingham, who sits in 3rd in the black and pink. Break of a couple of lengths to Zandabad in the sheepskin noseband, the light blue cap for Will Buick. In turn, track through by Asgard's captain in the black and yellow. And then Mahaba the champ towards the inner in a pink and yellow jacket. Followed a little wider out by Insanity, the maroon sleeves and cap. Just about the back marker at the moment is French Duke, as Austrian Theory races widest of all in the back 3rd, pink with a dark blue cap. You might just see the dark blue cap of Duran Fenterman bobbing away as Mount Atlas leads them past the 7 pole and on towards halfway. And it's a race of 2 halves pretty much at the moment. Mount Atlas on the sharp end by 3 parts of a length to Nakib. Chillingham in the slipstream of the leading pair, and the grey Champagne Prince is a close 4th as they begin the bend at halfway. A break then of 3 lengths to the nose-banded Zandabad on the inner of Asgard's captain, Austrian Theory wide of that pair. Then Insanity, the maroon cap, who's upsized Mahaba the champ, and French Duke under jockey change. Danny Tudhope sits at the back of the field as they turn their heads for home and head to the last half mile. Mount Atlas brings them into the straight, and where's Murphy going to take them? Well, at the moment, he's clinging to the inside running rail. The others are following. Nakib black and white jacket is a close 2nd. Chillingham needs a bit of daylight in 3rd ahead of Champagne Prince. Zandabad in the noseband exploring a run up the rail. Wider out Asgard's captain. French Duke with the red cap is on the move on the extreme left. They're moving on down now towards the last 2.5 furlongs. Mount Atlas on the right. Chillingham finds daylight, pink and black moving through now to take over. Champagne Prince the grey coming with him. Nakib in behind short of daylight. French Duke's runners just flattened out a little. Then Asgard's captain, Insanity with a maroon cap, is running on. Champagne Prince struck the front inside the furlong. Insanity and Asgard's captain, they were coming over the top. Then French Duke and Chillingham. A finish of inches to the opener on day 3. Insanity and Asgard's captain over Insanity, with French Duke close up in 3rd, and then Zandabad and Champagne.
It's brilliant to see John Egan back in Winners' Enclosure here at York, and not just any day at York, at the Ebor Festival on Asgard's captain, using all your guile to win that race as well. First of all, though, you were saying to me, you know, it's been a while since you've been stood here.
Since I've been here and in the Winners' Enclosure in York. Dylan said to me, going out, getting on, he said, go on, he said, this could be your last chance of a winner in York. I said, no, I'll be here next year.
Good for you.
Yeah, and no, brilliant feeling.
Yeah.
Brilliant. David been in the race as well. They made a nice gallop. And I kind of tracked him, keeping an eye on him. And I wish it was a mile and 6, 2 even. He stayed very, very well.
And did you feel that you were in the right position, that the ones that right at the front were perhaps doing a bit too much?
I was in a nice spot with William Buick. We had a little bit of room from the front few where they were going quick. We were very relaxed. And we were actually talking about how quick they were going. And got tapped for toe at the 2 a little. But he came good again. He's got guts.
Yeah, he's a good and consistent horse. And you think he'll now get a bit further as well?
Definitely get further.
All 6 in the stalls, extended 2 miles ahead of them. And they're off, breaking out for the Weatherbys Lonsdale Cup. Sweet William down at the rail, just needing a bit of encouragement to gather his stride, which he has now done. Shackleton in the shades of green, and favourite Trawlerman out wide, lead under the judge first time, with the nose-bounded Al Kareem dropping into 3rd, just ahead of Sweet William, now on the bridle in 4th place, the pink and white Sosa Rab Havlin. Al Nair in the red and white under jockey chains, Ross Orion last but one, and Dubai Future held up last of all by Kevin Stott Blue with the white cap. So they take the turn away towards the back straight. They've gone through the first quarter of a mile, and it is Shackleton in the first time cheek pieces who sets the early fractions. They go along at around about 34 miles an hour in the early part of the race. Trawlerman sitting at the leader's quarters. Buick has him handy. And Trawlerman racing enthusiastically, as in his slipstream is Al Kareem in the noseband, who's upside Sweet William close to the rail, and then Al Nair, the shadow to Dubai Future. Across the far side they go, and they've completed now more than half a mile. Shackleton over Trawlerman, who races a little off the running rail. His stablemate Sweet William close to the fence, alongside Al Kareem, who's still pretty keen under restraint from Clifford Lee. Dubai Future racing on the inner of Al Nair, and they've exchanged positions at the back end of the field. It's an even pace as they move well inside the last mile and a quarter, and Shackleton and Wayne Lorden continue to lead up in a well-grouped field. Trawlerman within a half length. Sweet William racing on the near side of the free-going Al Kareem, and then Dubai Future, the white cap, in 5th place, just a whisker in advance of Al Nair. Heading inside the last mile, through halfway in the Weatherbys Lonsdale Cup, and there's been very little change in the order. In truth, Shackleton still has a small lead. The pace has just lifted a fraction as Trawlerman now comes alongside, and Buick, you sense, now wants to turn this into a pretty good test for the last 3/4 of a mile. Sweet William disputing third with Al Kareem, and Dubai Future remains in the last player with Al Nair. They begin the swing back towards home, 5.5 furlongs left to travel. Trawlerman now staring Shackleton in the eye. They've been the leading pair from the outset. They run the last part of the bend, a length and a half clear to Al Kareem on the outer of Sweet William on straightening. Al Nair just bustled along in the red and white silks just to hold his position. Upsize Dubai Future turning on in the last half mile in sight, and this time they drift a little off the inside running rail, coming down the centre of the Naysmire. Trawlerman, Buick asking for more. Shackleton on the far side headed. Here comes Al Kareem in the noseband. Al Nair in the red and white beginning to respond. Sweet William being finessed into it by Rab Havlin, pink and white silks. Dubai Future, the white cap, threading through from the rear. A 1/4 mile to go in the Weatherbys Lonsdale Cup, and it's the Gosden pair 1 and 2. Trawlerman tackled by his stablemate Sweet William. Al Nair on the left moving into third ahead of Al Kareem. Trawlerman in front passing the furlong. Sweet William pestering. Al Nair rallying doggedly under pressure. Trawlerman under the Buick drive, giving generously. Sweet William keeping him honest, but it's the Gold Cup winner and star stayer Trawlerman who wins the Weatherbys Lonsdale Cup in a Gosden 1-2. Sweet William carried out on his shield in second, clear of Al Nair, Al Kareem, Shackleton.
And that was another great sailing performance in the Lonsdale, particularly with the weight that he had to carry as the penalty.
Yeah, he's carrying the penalty for the Group 1 win at Ascot, the Gold Cup, and you know, in the 3-year-old made it a test of the stamina, and he's getting the full stone in weight, quite right. And they made a lovely race of it together. And when I saw Wayne just go to settle the pace a bit, William said, no, we keep up the same tempo, thank you. Down the back into the far bend. And look, it was an exciting race, and then the old clever boy, Sweet William, comes, who won the Doncaster Cup last year. He comes late, and then he's waiting to challenge. William goes, and I'm going to tease Rab. I said, I think you moved too soon. But you have a great race between two proper cup horses, and you know, for the crowd, it's wonderful. And Lonsdale's a lovely race, and I'm a great believer in the cup races. We need them as an integral part of the programme, and people enjoy them because they have an opinion halfway through the race. They might go and get a drink and come back, and they're still running. But people do enjoy the staying races, and we've got to be careful we don't wind up with no staying horses.
Rearing reciprocated in stall 3. Long hold. Veroff. Comical point, blue and yellow, restrained, leaving the stalls. Murphy in no great haste. Quickly away at goalie in the light blue. Yorkshire Puds in a red and blue jacket is right on terms and reciprocated spotted cap on the left, and with the overall advantage, owner mate Rock on Thunder at the white cap as they already move towards the end of the first 1/4 mile. So from left to right, Rock on Thunder a goalie, reciprocated Yorkshire Puds, and on the far side, Do or Do Not, the orange sleeves and cap. Lifeplan in a yellow jacket is further back. Comical Point, the blue and yellow, is last but one. on and through halfway. Irish Fighter is at the tail. Rock on Thunder, Kevin Scott, one from the left in front by round about a length. Igoli in the light blue challenging. Here goes Do or Do Not on the right now. Driven up to challenge by Tom Marquand. Lifeplan in a yellow jacket is on the move. Rock on Thunder on down towards the last furlong. Lifeplan giving chase. Do or Do Not beginning to flatten out. Nothing else landing a blow. Rock on Thunder. Lifeplan is bridging the gap inside the last half furlong. Lifeplan drawing up sides, nosing ahead, and it's Lifeplan for Martin Tedham, Zach Wheatley and Declan Carroll who wins the...
Yeah, that's a superb performance, particularly with an inexperienced horse. Tell me when you first got him and the regard that you hold him in.
Yeah, listen, I loved him as a yearling. Really liked him. Thought he was a nice horse, but I mean, the nice yearlings, but when you haven't had a saddle on the back, nobody knows. But as soon as we got him going and started doing him, he was just being a natural, and you know, I mean, he was a nice horse from start, really.
And so you went to his first race with quite a bit of confidence, did you?
Yes, yeah. He was probably ready to run for a while. We were waiting for some rain, and the week running into that race, we got a bit of rain, so we brought him out with Turscan.
And talk us about what's happened since then, and how confident, if at all, you were coming here today.
I'd say confidence probably too strong a word, but I would have loved him to get another run into him before coming here. It's a big ask to come from a novice straight into a Group 2, but he's quite streetwise. He's a tough, hardy colt, and he's done it well today.
Veroff, the Coolmore Wootton Bassett Nonthorpe of 2025. Umgira pink jacket in the centre, a little slow to get away. Out on the right, Manakam with a white face is showing good speed with Night Raider, the red cap up there. Flashy white face of Lady Iman, the white cap just behind Asfoora in the right-hand side of the cluster. Frost at Dawn, the grey is prominent. Down the middle, Arizona Blaze in a violet jacket. Upside, She's Quality. Towards the left, JM Jungle in the light green, followed by Rumstar and Kurdos. Spicy Margis mid-pack to Washington Heights and Spartan Arrow and Celandine. Umgira further back with Ain't Nobody and Cedar Darien towards the rear, outpaced. Halfway and beyond in the Nunthorpe. Manakan on the right, Night Raider red cap. Asfoora light blue sleeves coming up between them. Here's Frost at Dawn the grey. JM Jungle in the light green. Lady Iman and then Umgira running on. But it's Asfoora in front deep inside the furlong. Frost at Dawn is chasing hard. Ain't Nobody is flying late. But it's Asfoora's day in the sun as she outsprints them to win the Nonthorpe. Asfoora over Ain't Nobody, Frost at Dawn, Night Raider chasing them in, Rumstar, Saida Darien and JM Jungle.
What a ride this has been, hasn't it?
Oh, it's been unreal. Like, to come over the second year in a row with the same horse is, pretty amazing. And for her to win another Group 1 over here, it's just unreal. So I'm very grateful. Yeah.
And contrast the two seasons. So last year she came over and second start, bang, won at Royal Ascot. What was that like?
Last year we had it so easy in a sense that we had so much time over here before going into Ascot. I think we were here for 6 weeks before she ran at Ascot. So she had time to acclimatise, everything else. I was confident going into Ascot. And then, after that, she just got better. She didn't win another race after that, but she ran just as good, I think, as she did at Ascot. This year's been a little bit harder given we were only here 2 weeks before Ascot. She's just taken a little bit longer to come to hand. And, I knew after Goodwood she was going very well. And, I sort of knew in my heart today that she could probably win.
Veroff over the extended 1.25 miles, the assured data protection EBF fillies handicap. Bint Aldar maroon jacket, slowest to get away. Callisto Dream in the very pale silks is handy. Wonder Star from a wideish draw, red cap just taking a while to work across to join up with the leading line. And among those to push the early pace along, Cape Flora, who got a good break against the running rail, taken on now by Wonder Star, with Callisto Dream dropping in between them and settling in third place. Roaring Success in the purple and white is racing close up in fourth, tracked by Kiara Pearl in a dark blue jacket and Fiver Friday in the orange and purple down at the running rail. Then Blessed Star, white cap towards the far side in mid-division. Juju Bella in the red and white is down on the inner, followed by Power of Destiny, who's in her slipstream. Then working across to the grey Akechatar with Brielle between horses in the dark blue and pink. Zata is held up, the dark green silks for Oisin Murphy last but one, and Bint Aldar at the tail as they head for home and pass through halfway. Cape Flora in front narrowly to Wonder Star, Roaring Success, the purple and yellow, and then Callisto Dream. Followed into the straight by Kiara Pearl and Fiver Friday. A Ketchatar the grey away to the left on her inner, Blessed Star, followed by the nose-banded Zata. Juju Bella in the red and white is only 3 lengths off the pace, following through Roaring Success. Further back to Brielle and Power of Destiny, and Bint Aldar is still last of all. Inside the final 3 furlongs, Cape Flora, the black and yellow, having to work hard. Away to the left, the grey Akechatar is moving through to challenge. Callisto Dream, the pale colours, is still there. One from the right, Fiver Friday. Zata down the middle in the noseband is running on from the rear, but has got a bit of work to do. Still a furlong and a half to go. Cape Flora hanging tough in front from Akechatar. Zata, Blessed Star in the blue and white running on. So too Brielle in the dark blue and pink. Cape Flora has made every inch. She's clinging on very grimly here from Blessed Star and Akechatar, and it's Cape Flora, a filly on an upward curve, who wins readily. Tight for second between Blessed Star and Akechatar, chased in by Zata, Jujubella and Brielle.
Kieran O'Neill was just really very positive about her. He thinks she might yet make up to a black type kind of horse. What do you think?
Yeah, possibly. She's very well bred. So bred a New Source Park and Lordship studs. But she's had an interesting start to her career. She's needed to do some maturing, which she's done very well. She ran a great race at Leicester last time. She broke the track record there then, and turned over a great ride today. Things went to plan, and she's going in the right direction. Hopefully, it can shape up in that kind of filly.
The British Stallion studs EBF, Convivial, Maiden and Veroff, with Isla Fernandez in the noseband away to the left, jinking to the right, leaving the stalls and impeding at Night Wolf in the process. He's knocked towards the back end of the field. Among the early pace setters, while Frescobaldi in the dark blue is up there with the nose-banded New Monarch, and Benin Ahar has the overall lead at the road crossing. So Benin Ahar going on to New Monarch and Frescobaldi. Isla Fernandez, the dark blue and white, recovering. Bond in a black and yellow jacket chases the leaders into the bend with Inish Beg, the yellow spotted silks. Extreme right as they line up for home, Naval Light, and one from the right being nudged along, See the Power. Red Spells Danger is further back in midfield in a beige jacket, racing just ahead of Ice Cube. And then Spice, Efron, and having been hampered at the start, Night Wolf is just about last. They've gone well beyond halfway inside the final 3 furlongs. Benin Ahar headed now by the nose-banded New Monarch. One from the right, Naval Light. Frescobaldi in the dark blue is still right there, and extreme right, Red Spells Danger moving up to challenge. Furlong and a half left to go. 3 across the track. Frescobaldi, Naval Light, Red Spells Danger, New Monarch in 4th. Spice is running on. So too Night Wolf in the green and yellow. Frescobaldi, a half furlong to cover. Spice is fairly flashing home. Frescobaldi all out. They're clustering. Frescobaldi over Spice, Naval Light, New Monarch, and a big run from Night Wolf on debut, followed in by Red Spells Danger. They're ready. They're off for the Skybet Mile, 17 of them breaking away. Taroom in a yellow jacket, restrained towards the rear early on. Supido drops in at the back of the field as well with the nose-banded Impartiality. And among those to push the early pace along, the grey Tiger Mask is handy, with Sir Paul Ramsey in the red and yellow on the inner, and Point of Contact racing between that pair. King Casper in a red and white jacket disputing 4th into the turn with 5th Column. And then Big Leader in the black and yellow to Yamobi there with the black cap, racing wide of Taroom right around the inner. Sea-Force out wide in a yellow jacket. Supido back at the rail in the blue and orange, followed on the crown of the bend by Montpellier in the pink and dark blue. Then Impartiality to Knight's Gold, Fear Not with a purple cap. Dividend in a white jacket in the last group of 3 with We Dare to Dream from a high draw getting across to the inner. And Miami Matrix in the yellow and blue at the back of the field as they head on through the halfway point of the Skybet Mile. Sir Paul Ramsey and the grey Tiger Mask pushing the pace along to point of contact in the blue and yellow, and then Big Leader on the left in the black and yellow. Extreme right to Room, one from the right, King Casper in the red and white is making progress. Yamobi there with the black cap in behind horses trying to thread through. They're inside the last quarter mile. So Paul Ramsey being challenged by King Casper and Taroom. Then point of contact, Big Leader. Yamobi there with a black cap. Fifth column in the Royal Blue is running on. Inside the furlong, Sir Paul Ramsey, point of contact, Big Leader. Here comes fifth column thrusting between them. Taroom on the far side. It's going to be a finish of inches. Fifth column. Maybe head down. Big Leader alongside Sir Paul Ramsey. Taroom bang there on the inner seat.
Well, I'd say the last race panned out pretty much as Lady Gosson suggested it might, with fifth column winning via a turn of foot and getting there quite comfortably. I know it was only a short head in the end, but I felt that William Buick was quite confident. Was that how you were reading it?
Yeah, but I guess William's confidence probably up at the moment. Well, as you know, I mean, yeah, what a ride. I mean, to get there on the line as he did, you know, he, as we know, it's a slit track, top of the ground. It's hard to twitting on it. And you need to have a good turn of foot to do so. And William, you know, he put that to good effect.
And do you think this horse would like a 9th furlong for the Cambridgeshire?
Well, possibly. We'll see. You know, he's a horse. He's improved no end. You know, with every start. Obviously, last time out on ground it wasn't ideal. It was a little bit of a blip, but he's really done the right way in the last few months. And you know, it should have a little bit for sure.
It's been a great day for the team, hasn't it? 3 winners.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's fantastic. Everyone puts in so much at home. You know, Ombudsman on Wednesday. You know, it's a fantastic start to the meeting, but you know, everyone puts in a huge amount of work, and it's wonderful for our team at home at Clayhaven and also the Dolphin team as well.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.